Hey, greetings. Thank you for joining us. So tonight is Feline, Lyran Felines, and I'm going to be channeling Zoe, my cat that just passed away. I channeled him earlier today. It's been kind of different, so get his cat's perspective, or I was just here of my 3D dimensional. See, third dimension. 3D shift, third dimension shift, whatever, and human trafficking. So it's Zoe. So this should be, it's definitely a different energy, but I'm used to from him. So there's going to be we'll see how deep it goes. So I'm going to do this a complete just Zoe through the whole thing. So unless one of my other cats wants to come through, but this mostly is Zoe. So let's see here. Anything else? Yeah, the new cats. I'll post something one of these days. I have no energy right at the moment. The new cats, all they do is chase each other. I think they learn how to fly. They just jump off, just coast. So they get into they get onto something that's high and then fly. So and survive and get into everything. So it's pretty funny. So yeah, it's obviously it's a good energy, that's for sure, especially after what's been going on recently. All right, this is private sessions. We have schedule here because Thursdays I work, so I have to close off most Thursday. That's why availability on Thursday is not very good. And Wednesday I have to have the webinar, so I'm like I'm on the 24th for some people, but I'm still on the 21st for some people also here. Same situation here. We have the webinar sign up. We have social network, the rabbit behind the scenes, and this coming Friday or Thursday, whenever you wanted to get there, or Wednesday it begins. So, and Sunday I'll be speaking, and it should be a lot of fun. Should be different, that's for sure. So I was going to do a video on that, but maybe Monday. Just pretty much what I just said. Just a single video on it. Because just all of what's been going on recently is like kind of derailed a lot of what I was planning on doing. So energies are higher than before. So okay, all right, blessings. So this is Zoe, the cat that just passed away. So yeah, should be interesting. All right, blessings. Greetings. This is Zoe Galactic Feline. Greetings. First off, with death, yes, you normally cross over very quickly, depending on what happens. Now, if you have grief, if you're holding on to somebody, you can get stuck here. So if you have somebody like a relationship, like if you're madly in love with someone, and you have a heart problem or or a car accident, that can keep you here. Well, at least wandering around for a while until you're ready to cross over, because you're still kind of reliving that event. For me, I crossed over instantly. I was always having health problems as it is, so crossing over was, I knew my time had passed actually, and I was holding on for a little bit longer. So my place here is to bring alien energies closer to humanity as a feline being, for also for felines to understand the human, because felines, even with aliens, they lose with each alien generation that's assisting Earth. They lose information. They forget. They they don't. With every generation, things are different with aliens that are assisting the Earth. So that's why the cats are here. Of course, that's where a lot of the aliens here is to get different perspectives. So as you shift more into fourth dimension, you'll see your cats, but you also see your humanoid cat or canine. You'll see them as a humanoid canine, and you grow into another reality altogether. So, in your visions. So, I mean, yes, I guess you can. If someone's walking their dog, you might see it as a humanoid being walking the human, because the dog is there to guide the human, really. Oh, to guide them into a better direction, because humans aren't fully aware of their senses. So the dog does play a role in helping them find what's best for them. Of course, the dog's always there for the human, of course, but they compromise. So canines do a lot of compromising. Cats don't do that. Cats just do whatever they feel like. And if they don't get what they want, they get angry. Of course, canines can do that too, especially when they get locked into the bathroom. So my energies here, yes, the secret space program. One of the reasons why I'm here is, yes, it's not going to make itself too clear. Much of it is connected to your Navy. There's a different part of your Navy that's not showing. So they go out in the middle of the sea, more of your shadow Navy, and they do experimental tests when nobody's there. They can't do that in the desert. What they do out in, so they even have ships. Now, you can go by what you feel on this, but they have ships that have containers within them sea ships, where a alien ship can come out, or a human-built alien ship can come out in the middle. Obviously, they're not going to show it now. They're not going to really show these very often. They also have submarines that do this too. They have compartments where ships are connected to also. So, and they test flight out in the middle of the oceans usually. Normally, it's around the Pacific. It's not really the Atlantic. Atlantic has too much traffic. Even the Pacific, but there are places in the Pacific where they don't have any. They're always keeping an eye out overall. And with the secret space, it has a lot to do with your uniform. It just the energy of the uniform for ranking isn't. I mean, you can have patches all over it all you want. But it has to do with the material that made it, so you can actually tap into those energies pretty quickly and know who that person is. Well, at least know what rank they're in and where they came from. What part of the secret SS or SSP you can get an idea of that. Now, not everybody is aware of that. Usually you have to scan your energies, but the uniform plays a big role. I mean, you can scan a person's energy, but sometimes that's blocked with the uniform. They can't block that completely. Of course, they have some of that where the uniform is kind of cloaked, meaning you can't tap into its energy. So the uniforms themselves can have like a life of their own, or like an AI nanotechnology. I believe many are aware of this. So obviously in the secret space, they do everything they can to keep the aliens hidden from you. Well, that's why they call it the secret space. They're doing everything, obviously, and NASA plays a role in it, but it truly is the Navy that's playing, because no one's paying attention to the Navy, at least when it comes to, space normally. Your Elon Musk is a front, as you know. It's for the public to get. It's not there to really leak a lot of information. But they have to show some kind of progress here. And private companies are threatening to go into space, so Elon Musk was kind of brought in to kind of lead that direction. So Boeing was trying to do their own thing even before Musk, and so on. Of course, they didn't make it public, but a lot of these companies wanted to go into space and just forget the U.S. government altogether. So they had to put a stop to that. Yeah, space is the Wild West currently. So there will be spaceports. There will be. They're trying to keep people away from the moon. They'd rather you be on a space station than on the moon. You can fly by the moon. They don't want people on the moon. I think you have an idea. Yeah, there's somebody else there. There's even a channeled energy. We can only go into so much detail. So yeah, just go by what you feel on it. Yeah, it's. I mean, it's like the Grand Canyon in space. I mean, it's more to it than that, but it's like a natural resource. You don't just want anybody putting a Walmart on there or anything like that. So they're really careful what happens to it. So at least on a public level, on NASA and all that, yes, they're told to stay away from it. I think some of you are aware of that. Yes, they don't want people on. I mean, certain VIP, VIPs only, unless even China's not, unless you can find a way to get there on your own. But for the most part, it's for VIPs. Like China does whatever they feel like, and other space agencies have too. But for the most part, it is VIP. It's not pretty there. That's all we can say on it. It's not friendly. No, it's. Now, do they see aliens there? Yes and no. Usually, just like here, they keep themselves pretty hidden. Now, yeah, now your fourth dimension, we feel like more of that's going to open up. Doesn't mean you're going to have alien disclosure instantly, but some of you will get downloads of who's here. Like if you get a download of the reptilian groups that are underground, well, hopefully you drink a lot of water and can think clearly after that. If you want to download, I'm not sure if you want downloads like that, but some of you are going to receive things like that. A lot of it is in Utah. A lot of their head reptilian groups are in Utah. And yes, they have the Mormons as a front, you can say. Of course, the Vatican plays a big role. Of course, the Vatican is similar to your moon. You can go to the Vatican, but it's pretty much off limits. Well, the Vatican it's a neutral point, but they don't really want aliens to connect to. I mean, they do go there. They do go there underground, yes, but they don't really want a part of politics. Basically, the Vatican, as you know, is poisoning the Earth's energy on many levels. It's setting the Earth back. It's actually It's putting the world in dissension, along with other religions, of course. That has to do with a reptilian, like a ring, like an actual ring. Even reptilians can wear jewelry, just to let you know. Well, it's because they're part of a ring, literally like a gangster ring, but they actually have a ring on their hands too. So it's like what people get married with. So literally, some of you might be able to see it. We just on a mental level. Yeah, that means they're higher ups. Yeah, they literally have to wear a ring. I mean, some of them, yeah, they hide it or they just they're not into it. But that shows their ranking for what's going on in the Vatican. Kiss the ring, things like that. Obviously, they make rules. The Vatican doesn't have any rules, obviously. It doesn't go by any of them. That's where a lot of your dark beings are. It's an entryway for dark entities on all levels. It's a doorway. There's others, but that's the main one. Yeah, what's the most popular? Well, especially when they have a lot of people there and you have entities coming through that place, attaching themselves onto people. Well, not everybody, but some people, yes. Yeah, it's just when people connect, even watching television, these beings can connect to them through the television also. I believe you have some idea. Yeah, it's pretty terrible there. It has not, humanity is not ready to see these things. They'd rather be under this manipulation than to release it. It's a little bit too much, as in, but your Utah, basically your secret space, you feel like that's not it's not going to disclose itself, but your alien downloads, I feel like is going to get a little bit more intense for some. When you actually feel like you're in like an alien facility on the planet where they can actually tune in your energy so you can feel that others are there. It's like you're remote viewing or you're teleporting there. And it's kind of like you're remote viewing, but it's like you're teleporting more like it. So they can actually bring your astral self there. So expect that. Now it can be in a vivid dream too. Now some have already had this, but I believe this will be more an awakening. Like you'd be awake and feel it. So the reason why we're bringing it up is to feel much of this is going to come into your reality. For those of you that need it, that can handle it. Even Men in Black have their own facilities too. A lot of that's in Nevada. Nevada test site. Not many people go there. Well, it's not exactly welcome. Now, obviously, the Native Americans are furious of what's going on with the government, and of course, doesn't get much news. And you see, the Native Americans have a lot to do with the awakening that's going on too. It's like let the white man do their thing, but eventually light will come through. And that's so you expect. So what you call yourselves the light workers is you're preparing yourself for a download from the astral plane or from your alien friends, however word you use it to know more about your planet. It won't happen all at once. It'll happen little by little for individuals. It's not going to be this big epic download. We're not seeing that, but for you, individual might feel that way. Once again, for some of you, will have some kind of disclosure. At least you feel alien energies around you, even if you don't see it. You'll feel it. I feel like more of those energies are going to increase. It's just a lot is happening on the planet that's not seen, of course, for obvious reasons. Well, the astral war has a lot to do with that. They don't want the knowledge here. They want you to feel like nothing's happening here. But many of you just know there's more going on as you're diving deeper in. They obviously don't like that, which why they call it an astral war. Yeah, because they're trying to make things as boring and dull here as possible. And they know it's not working for some of you. There's something, it makes some of you even more curious of what's going on, even if you can't fully tap into it. Also, you see the NSA. Of course, the NSA has many astral buildings in astral that are reprogramming society. Your elite, yes, control much of your connections to the spirit world. Not all of it, but they do block it a lot. They block the spirit world. So they have like a version of the spirit world, meaning that they can bring dark spirit guides and unwanted, energies. Now you can clear that out, but the elite that's kind of blocking your spirit world is, they keep your third dimension going. So you can call it a grid, call it whatever you want, but it's basically blocking your spirit world for what it is. So if you have trouble with spirit guides, well, yeah, because they're being blocked. There's other entities that are posing as spirit guides, things of that kind. Yes, this is a major astral war. Well, it's happened thousands. I mean, that's what happens with the Atlanteans. When they lose their connection with spirit, they know it's difficult for them to see clearly. They're not used to that happening. And normally they're more prepared for it, but they weren't prepared for this place. So this world's been used as a weapon in the past past versions of it. It's used its people as a weapon. It's using people as a weapon now. So your third dimensional shift has a lot to do with spiritual downloads that are coming through. Anunnaki does play a role in your awakening. They're not I mean, yes, they've done a lot of, all beings have done dark things. Humans have done dark things. Aliens have done dark. You wouldn't call it a family for nothing. So it's just that so many humans are holding on to their darker selves, as you can see. They're not willing to free from that prison. Well, they need it for their own soul journey. As for human trafficking, we don't see that unlocking itself instantly, but see many of you opening up your vibrations where it can't be hidden anymore. Well, it's a karma deal with situation with humanity itself. It's like you look the other way. Well, you can only look the other way for so long. So the elites that, even like with the Simpsons, they use that to control society and program it. That will be exposed more singers like Lady Gaga, unfortunately, but those that like Lady Gaga, more of the truth of how the manipulation is here, the mental prison that's brought in, become more clear. Now, obviously, it's going to happen instantly. No, because there's contracts here. Well, you incarnate here, so you get a contract here. You want to break free of it, but they just add another. Because you signed up for this place, they add more contracts to it that take away your rights instead of giving you rights. But as long as you play the game, you can get released from those contracts. Well, because the aliens are trying to release a lot of those contracts. So yeah, darker beings are here to shut you down. That's why you get energy attacks. They're trying to put a timeline on you so they can control you. And then when they're done doing that, then your aliens your friends are trying to help you as much as they can. But then you have to undo a lot of the programming that came with the attack. So there's a lot of details here. But your human trafficking energy, yes, is karma with the earth. The earth kind of fell into an abyss, with Atlantis, even before Atlantis was going on. Well, yeah, that's how it wore the Earth's vibrations. You say it is connected to Mars, part of it. There's a lot of alien beings that just took it to a whole another level here. So human trafficking has been part of the universe for a very long time. You can say that's what created this universe. Well, made it dark. Yeah, it's like you take innocence and you just throw it out. Yeah, it's inhumane. This universe is inhumane. That's why you came here, to heal it. This is Mexico. So it was one of your worst universes in all of the universe. It's your bad neighborhood universe, and not just Earth is your bad neighborhood. The universe itself. Of course, there's positive sides of it and there's negative sides, but it has more negative than most. It's just, the human trafficking it allowed to come here has a really, or just in the like I said, in the universe in general. Many of you are tapping into aliens and you see slavery, so you're just not always seeing it. So in your Enlightenment Age, your 5D vibrations, yes, it's just allowing your light to continue to come through. Humans are just having so much trouble. Well, the reason I incarnated was to end the war. I'm a casualty of war, but here to brought my incarnation. I brought a lot of aliens closer to the Earth. I'm not going to go into details of who they are, but they'll show up eventually. Now, in the physical, this is all the build up to a disclosure. Yes, it has to be. Your Earth is running out of resources of keeping it secret. Well, the aliens have a way of bringing it through. Also, they can't hide everything, so they have their own timelines of bringing knowledge here, where you become known. So there is various different alien species here, but of course, there's the Pleiadians have a timeline here where Yes, you just have to flip the switch, you can say technically. And human and aliens are now combined. Well, connecting. So, which will take you into your new age. So, but how that goes is still up to debate. Well, because the society, alien society is going to connect to your planet. Are they prepared for this Earth? Are they prepared to handle humans that don't want to heal? So, your current politics, yeah, we're not worried about any of that. That's third dimensional ideas. I realize many are hurting job wise, but just continue forward. But yes, you're basically here. Yes, the plating. Well, let's just there. Many of you are connected to different species, so you can just connect to the timeline of your alien species that you feel connected to. But for here, we talk about the plating energies. Is basically they can walk into the Earth's vibration and begin assisting with new technologies and first you understanding them. It's like going to their center, their welcome center to understand them. And for those that want to be healed, can be healed. But for healing, getting healed, you're also part of that contract is to assist the planet. So it's like you turn into an alien also. So some of you might already be feeling this because technically it's already going on right now. You're just not seeing it in your reality. So some of you might be feeling you're getting healed somehow, feeling stronger. So there are other realities where this is occurring. So there are just different ways of how the aliens work to up the vibrations. They don't necessarily have to land their ships here for as humans become more galactic. Basically, that's what's happening. So their secret space will unlock itself once humans are aware of who's around. But you'll know it within. Basically, you're always going to bring that through yourself. It doesn't necessarily have to be seen in the skies. I mean, if you need to see it, you'll see it. But it doesn't mean everyone else needs to see it because humans are under all these dark, as you know, contracts, and releasing them is kind of impossible. That's why third dimension still exists. It's an impossible, not totally impossible, but it's impossible to fully let it go instantly. But so many are holding on to. So, as a feline being, of course, you can have canines that connect to this planet, but as a feline energy, yes, do I get along with dogs? Well, as long as I get what I want, yes. So my connection, yes, I'm like a counselor. I'm still healing from my reptilian because I was a feline that had reptilian implants, where I became more reptilian-like, which was not healthy. So where feline worlds are taken over by reptilian beings. But we knew that they were here, but it was kind of too late. Kind of like Nazis taking over a planet, but those were reptilian beings. So yeah, you can say I was part of worlds that were kind of naive to who was out, and we figured we'd be fine. We lived a pretty decent life, like an outpost world. It was in Lyra, but it was an outpost world where we lived like almost like biblical times, where we just wore like old type of clothing, but we're feline beings. We're just what you were in the biblical times, similar to that, not exactly. And we just lived a simple life until the reptilians showed up and changed all that. So they have no problem showing, basically they get into our minds. They use technologies to turn us and either leave our families or turn into that. It's complicated. So as you can see with your planet, there's a lot of insect beings that are controlling society, as you can see. Some of them are creature beings, like insect creatures. There's a lot of that here. So that's part of your awakening also. A heavy awakening. Now, possibly Mexico might have more alien disclosure. There's going to be places a place like Mexico where they're going to start talking about aliens and disclosure, and they saw an alien, they talked to one. There's a possibility of that. Mexico is one of them. Basically, it's a place that you would not normally, was outside the U.S. usually normally. So, I mean, you're having that now, but I feel like as you go into disclosure energy, more of that will increase. So you can research or you'll find it. It's just people are going to start having more of these experiences with alien energies. Those like see a being, it does something, and then it disappears. Now that something might not always be pleasant, but it's some kind of disclosure. Yeah, reptilians are becoming more arrogant recently, also especially in Africa, where they are seen and just not being broadcast. Well, they don't have a way of broadcasting to the world to begin with. Well, they don't have much communication to it. Well, the places where it's happening at. Usually, reptilian beings show themselves, yes, in more of a third world country area, where the vibrations are low, where they are king. Somalia is one of them, basically. So, yeah, they're using a lot of mind control on humanity, as you know. They're using the oceans to do that. They connect to the ocean vibrations, and they use a grid to program humanity. So obviously, not many of you go out into the oceans very often. It's just that's where it gets its power from. Yeah. Obviously, it uses a TV to kind of like soul sucking with the television, depending on what TV is. So the bigger, the not better. The phones are turning some people into transhumanists, but not a lot. But some people feel more at home that way. I mean, alien disclosure is not, it's in different forms. It's people talking to cat people. There's also people turning themselves into a machine. You've seen the Android dolls are being made more now, even for the sex industry. That shows you're going to an alien reality. So it is all around you, just not fully seeing it. At least it's not what you're expecting to see. But as for an alien, no time soon. But they are working behind the scenes to tune the vibration. So yeah, you have alien friends that are here tuning your vibrations quietly. They are assisting. Yeah, you are their job. And then if you can't just say it's one race, it's hundreds, thousands. Those of you that are working with them, not many people, not all humans are. No. A lot of humans are just doing their own thing. But those that are working with aliens are always tuning, you're working with your vibration. Yes, it might be heavy energies, but there's a lot of what you're doing here too. That sometimes you need to be at a low vibration for the part of your mission. It's a military mission, basically, for some of you. They can know who I'm talking to. Yes, it's pretty heavy. But your alien disclosure is internal. It's within, but it can be outside of you, just in how you see things. It's like the Men in Black movie. They look at things differently. Yeah, the more you look at things differently, you'll see more of how they operate. Everything's in plain sight. It's not easy to decode of what they're doing here. Stranger Things, yeah, they're just being arrogant about that. They're just being arrogant about what they're doing. They don't care. They put it out as fiction, and they don't care. But there's a lot of knowledge there, definitely.